When I came home for Christmas, the house felt emptier than ever. Grandma sat alone, nibbling on leftovers, a note resting on the table. Your $8,500 loan went toward a family cruise. Take care of her. Grandma looked up and softly said, "We'll fix this." I nodded, but inside, I felt the weight of it all. A few days later, they showed up, begging, pleading. I didn't knock. This was my house, the one I'd practically helped pay for, the house I was supposed to be celebrating with. But when I pushed open the door, the warmth was gone. No laughter, no holiday scents, just silence and the faint clink of a fork. "Hello?" I called, stepping cautiously. From the kitchen, a tired voice replied, "In here, sweetheart." Turning. The corner. There she was. Grandma, sitting alone, wearing her purple sweater, with cold stuffing and half-eaten ham in front of her. I blinked. "Where is everyone?" I asked. She didn't answer immediately, only offered a sad smile and slid a crumpled note my way. Her hands shook as I unfolded it. A torn piece of notebook paper, her handwriting in black ink. "Spent your $8,500 loan on a cruise. Sorry. Take care of Grandma while we're gone. Love, Mom." I froze. That money was for my dental surgery. Years of saving. Grandma's expression was cautious, like she knew what was coming. She softly said, "They didn't think you'd mind." My stomach clenched. They left yesterday, without warning, without a call, just took the money and abandoned their responsibilities. I whispered, "They left me here." Grandma's dry laugh echoed softly. "Oh, honey, they only call when they want something." My fists clenched under the table. This wasn't new, just louder this time. That night, Grandma went to bed early, tired, her hips aching from years of falling. She kissed my cheek, whispered, "You've always been the only one who stayed kind," then shuffled away with that limp from the stairs 2 winters ago. No rehab, no help. I sat in silence, hours passing, no TV, no lights, just the note, the money, my work shifts, my sacrifices. The next morning, I checked the family group chat. Silence, no Merry Christmas. The last message from my mom was from November. "Transfer the loan to Dad's account before prices jump." That money wasn't a gift. They knew it wasn't. I remembered her pitch. "It's just a short-term loan. We'll pay you back. By February, you can reschedule your dental appointment." I nodded, because that's what I always did. Nod and help. For Jacob's school fees, for Dad's debts, for Kelly's rent. Always nodding, always helping, always feeling guilty if I didn't. But that's how they kept me quiet, by making me believe family was obligation. I was kicked out at 17 for refusing to cover Jacob's lies, ignored on my birthdays, forgotten when they needed something. Yet, when a crisis hit, suddenly, I was family again. By the next day, I knew exactly where they were. On the luxurious, majestic Aurora, sailing the Caribbean, sipping champagne, enjoying private pools, spending thousands, while I worked overtime, saving every penny. Emily posted a photo, her in a plush robe, glasses glinting, captioned, "Finally, peace from leeches and negativity." I burst out laughing. They used my savings, abandoned Grandma, called me a leech. That was the breaking point. I found Grandma in the garage, surrounded by old bills, records, lies I needed to uncover. I asked her to tell me everything. She handed me a faded notebook, and we traced their financial misdeeds back to 2016, when Mom took her login, drained her accounts, and started this long deception. That night, I gathered evidence, screenshots, emails, recordings. I told her, we're going to hold them accountable. We crafted a plan, and by morning, I was ready. They arrived like heroes, fake, entitled, unrecognizable. Yet I was calm. I played the videos, the receipts, the proof of theft. When I finished, I looked them in the eyes and said, "You took everything, my trust, my savings, my dignity. You left Grandma to fend for herself. Now I'm giving you 48 hours. Return every cent, or I turn this over to authorities and the media. They scoffed, but I was serious. Grandma, silent but resolute, finally spoke. I raised you to be kind, but I also raised you to stand for what's right. Her words hit harder than any insult. Dad stormed out. Emily cried. Kelly, who had finally found her voice, called me. You're right. I see him now. Eventually, they paid back every cent, $14,000 after legal pressure. I used part to fix my health, part to buy Grandma a proper lift chair, and the rest in a secure account only she and I could access. When she saw the paperwork, tears welled. They took everything, she whispered, but not you. That moment I reclaimed myself, shed years of guilt, obligation, and shame. I stood taller, lighter. The house grew quiet, and for the first time in years I felt peace. No guilt, no fear. Grandma slept peacefully again, free from the shadows of her past. And I started living for myself, quitting dead-end jobs, building a life with people who valued me, not just tolerated me. One day, Kelly called, her voice brighter. I'm finally building something for myself. I realized I'd found a new family, one that didn't make me beg for love. And that's my story. They tried to bury me with lies and debt, but I refused to stay quiet. I stopped waiting for their approval and started creating my own peace, because the greatest victory isn't just money or justice. It's reclaiming your voice and your life.